This just changed everything for the Raiders. After months of waiting, the future is finally here. And whether you love it or hate it, this pick will define the next decade. Subscribe right now if you're ready to witness the Raiders' next era unfold. Let's be real for a second. After 3.5 long months of speculation, rumors, debates, and straight-up chaos, the Las Vegas Raiders have officially made their move. The decision is in. The future is locked. Fernando Mendoza is now the quarterback of the Las Vegas Raiders. And I'm going to say it right now, this is the type of move that can change everything. Not just for one season, not just for a rebuild, but for the entire trajectory of this franchise for the next 5 to 10 years. Now here's the thing, not everyone is celebrating. You've probably seen it already. Social media is split. Some fans are fired up, others are calling it a mistake. And that raises an important question early on. Was this actually the right move, or are the Raiders taking a massive gamble? Because let's not pretend, drafting a quarterback this high is never just a safe decision. It's a statement. It's a risk. It's a commitment to a vision. But here's why this situation feels different. This isn't just about drafting a quarterback. This is about pairing the right quarterback with the right system and the right coach. And that's where everything starts to click. The Raiders didn't just land a young arm, they brought in an offensive mind who knows exactly what he wants. A coach who has already proven that when he has the right quarterback, his system works. And not just works, it wins. Think about that for a second. We've seen situations across the league where teams draft quarterbacks, but the fit is off. The scheme doesn't match the player. The development stalls. And suddenly, what looked like a great pick turns into a wasted opportunity. But this feels calculated. This feels intentional. Fernando Mendoza fits what this offense wants to do. And more importantly, this offense is built to maximize what Mendoza already does well. And that's why, despite all the criticism, there's a real reason to be excited. Now let's address the noise, because there's a lot of it. People are saying he wasn't the flashiest prospect. They're pointing at stats. They're comparing him to other quarterbacks who put up insane college numbers. But here's the truth nobody wants to admit. College stats don't guarantee NFL success. We've seen quarterbacks throw for ridiculous yardage. 50, 60 touchdowns, and then struggle the moment they hit the NFL. Why? Because the game is different. The speed is different. The decisions have to be faster, smarter, sharper. And that's where Mendoza stands out. He's not just a stats guy. He's a processor. He's a decision maker. He understands the game at a level that coaches crave. And when you turn on the tape, that's when it really starts to show. You see a quarterback who stays calm under pressure. A guy who doesn't panic when things break down. Someone who can take a hit, get back up, and deliver in the biggest moments. And let me ask you this. When the game is on the line, down by a touchdown, final drive, who do you trust? The guy with flashy stats, or the guy who consistently makes the right decision? Because over and over again, Mendoza showed that when the moment got big, he didn't shrink. He stepped up. That's not something you teach easily. That's instinct. And that's exactly what separates average quarterbacks from franchise quarterbacks. Now let's talk about the physical side, because that matters too. He's built like an NFL quarterback. The size, the strength, the durability, it's all there. He's not undersized. He's not limited physically. He has the tools. But more importantly, he combines that with intelligence. And that combination. That's dangerous. Because when you have a quarterback who can process quickly, read defenses, and still make every throw on the field, that's when an offense becomes unpredictable. And unpredictable offenses are the ones that win in this league. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Think about the Raiders' recent history at quarterback. It's been a roller coaster. There were moments of stability, moments of hope, but never that true feeling of, this is the guy who will take us all the way. Year after year, it felt like the position was being patched instead of solved. And that's the difference now. This isn't a temporary fix. This is a long-term investment. This is the organization saying, this is our guy, and we're building around him. And when you pair that mindset with a structured plan, that's when things start to change. Because this rebuild, it didn't start today. It started earlier, when tough decisions were made. When the team chose not to overspend. When they reset the salary cap. When they accepted short-term struggles for long-term success. And yeah, last season wasn't pretty. But that was part of the process. Because now, you're starting to see the vision come together. A young quarterback. A strong offensive system. A roster with developing talent. And suddenly, the future doesn't look uncertain anymore, it looks promising. Now let's talk about the offense around him. Because a quarterback is only as good as the system and support around him. The offensive line. There's real potential there. Multiple players with high-level ability. Not perfect yet, there are still questions, but the foundation is solid. And if that unit continues to develop, it gives Mendoza something every young quarterback needs. Time. Time to read. Time to throw. Time to grow. Then you look at the weapons. At tight end. That might be one of the most exciting groups in the league. Multiple options. Versatility. Mismatches everywhere. And at wide receiver, this is where things could get interesting. There's no clear superstar yet, but there's potential. There are players who can step up. Players who can develop into reliable targets. And sometimes, that's even more dangerous than having one dominant name. Because it forces the defense to respect everyone. Now here's the big question, and this is your question of the day. Do you believe Fernando Mendoza is truly the franchise quarterback, or do the Raiders still need to prove more before you're convinced? Let me know in the comments below. Because this is where the debate really begins. Some fans need to see it first. They want proof. They want results. And that's fair. But others. They see the pieces coming together and already believe this could be something special. And honestly, both sides have a point. Because at the end of the day, none of this matters unless it translates on the field. Potential means nothing without execution. But here's why there's real reason for belief. Development. That's the key. This isn't about what Mendoza is today, it's about what he becomes. And for the first time in a long time, the Raiders are in a position to actually develop a quarterback the right way. No rushing. No panic. No constant changes. Just a clear system, a clear plan, and a coach who can mold him into exactly what the offense needs. Think about that. A young quarterback with no bad habits being shaped from the ground up by a system designed for him. That's a rare opportunity. And if it works, this could be the start of something special. Because let's not forget, the NFL has shown us a pattern. When teams win championships with young quarterbacks, it often happens while they're still on rookie contracts. That window. It's real. And the Raiders are entering it right now. So don't be surprised, seriously, don't be surprised if this team starts taking big steps sooner than expected. Maybe not overnight. Maybe not instantly. But year by year, improvement, growth, momentum. And suddenly, you're not just hoping for success. You're expecting it. And that's when everything changes. Because expectations mean belief. And belief. That's what fuels great teams. So yeah, people can doubt the pick. They can question it. Criticize it. Break it down from every angle. But the reality is simple. The Raiders made their choice. They found their quarterback. And now, the journey begins. Get ready, because the next few years are going to define this franchise.